Nigerians, so I believe you guys have seen this video of this man that was kidnapped since on the 6th of March 2026 on his way to Sokoto. The video is circulating everywhere. I posted it yesterday as well. So the kidnappers are demanding 100 million naira for his release. Now, I don't have much to say about this video. The only thing I come here to say is anytime you guys are ready, Nigerians, anytime you guys are ready, I, English Alhaji, I'll be leading from the forefront. I promise you guys with my life, with my life, I promise, with my life. Anytime Nigerians are ready, I, the English Alhaji, I will be leading from the forefront. Anytime you and you, because I cannot do it alone. That's the truth. I cannot do it alone. We need to come out and, bro, the question is not hey, who is next? Who is next? Yesterday it was Abba, it was Mariam, it was Yeshma, it's this man, it's this one. Who is next? That's the thing now. Assistance now, me, I can't travel by road now. I'm supposed to travel to the same Sokoto the other day, but I can't do. I don't have money for flight. I don't get money for flight. Not everybody gets money for flight. I don't have money for flight. I stay here in the north. No money for flight. And I'm bound to use the road because I cannot afford the money for flight. It's too expensive. It's too much. So, but because of this kidnap and threat towards my life, because they have sent a message to me directly that I like now maybe their next target, and when they get me, it's not going to be easy. So I'm stuck. Places I'm supposed to go, I cannot go because I don't want them to hold me. Because if they hold me, true, my own will not be easy. My own will never. I know they have called me, they have sent message to me. I have said countless of times. So guys, we all need to come out and fight for Nigeria now or never, because Nigeria is rolling away. It is rolling away. Don't sit down there and be like, God, please help us. God help. There's no God helping you. It is only you helping. There's no God that is helping you, bro. There's no God helping you. These people they are spreading like kerosene. I can tell you for free. There are some information I cannot put out here. There are some things I can't tell you here. But I'll tell you when the time comes. So guys, if you are ready, the youth of Nigeria, once you're ready, I, in English Alhaji, will be leading from the forefront.
The message circulating online about a man reportedly kidnapped on his way to Sokoto in early March 2026 has triggered a wave of reactions across Nigerian social media spaces. Videos like this often travel very quickly across platforms, creating a mixture of emotions that range from concern and fear to frustration and calls for action. In this particular statement, the speaker presents himself as someone who feels deeply affected by the ongoing insecurity crisis and expresses a willingness to stand at the forefront of public response if citizens decide they are ready to mobilize collectively. When analyzing such statements in an objective and critical way, it becomes important to separate emotional rhetoric from broader structural realities, while also recognizing that the emotions expressed reflect genuine concerns that many citizens share. Nigeria is a country with enormous diversity, population size, and economic potential, yet it also faces complex security challenges across multiple regions. These challenges are not limited to a single state or community. Reports of kidnapping, highway insecurity, and criminal networks have appeared in several parts of the country, which has gradually shaped the perception among many citizens that movement between cities can sometimes carry risks. When a video like this appears online, it resonates strongly because it echoes experiences or fears that many viewers already have. In the statement, the speaker repeatedly emphasizes the idea that the situation affects ordinary people who cannot always afford alternatives such as air travel. This detail reflects a broader socio-economic reality. In a country of more than 200 million people, transportation options are not equally accessible to everyone. For many Nigerians, traveling by road remains the primary and often the only affordable method of moving between states. As the narrator of this analysis, it is important to approach the situation carefully and thoughtfully. The emotional tone of the original message includes frustration and urgency, but in examining it we can look at the deeper themes that underlie the statement. One of the central themes is the perception that insecurity is expanding faster than solutions. Whether or not this perception reflects the full complexity of the situation, it is a sentiment frequently expressed by citizens when discussing public safety. Another theme is the idea of collective responsibility. The speaker argues that no single individual can solve the issue alone, emphasizing the need for a broader societal response. This idea of collective engagement appears often in civic discussions across many countries, particularly when citizens feel that public institutions face difficult challenges. Before continuing deeper into the analysis, a small reminder for viewers listening to this discussion: if you enjoy thoughtful, balanced breakdowns of complex social topics like this one, consider subscribing to the channel and sharing your thoughts in the comments. Constructive dialogue helps create a space where different perspectives can be examined calmly and respectfully. Your engagement also helps the conversation reach more people who are interested in understanding the issues shaping contemporary society. Returning to the statement itself, the speaker introduces himself as the English Alhaji, presenting an image of someone who is ready to lead if others are willing to participate. Leadership language like this is not uncommon in online activism or public commentary. However, in analyzing such declarations, it is useful to examine how leadership narratives function within public discourse. When individuals present themselves as potential leaders of public movements, they are often responding to a perceived vacuum of coordination or representation. In many cases, these declarations are symbolic expressions rather than formal organizational plans. The speaker is essentially expressing willingness to act, but also acknowledging that action requires participation from many others. The repeated phrase, "who is next," in the message reflects a psychological dimension of insecurity that researchers sometimes call the anticipation effect. When people see repeated reports of incidents affecting others, they may begin to imagine themselves as potential future victims. This anticipation can intensify feelings of vulnerability, even among individuals who have not personally experienced such incidents. In societies where news travels rapidly through smartphones and social media platforms, this psychological effect can spread very quickly. The emotional energy behind the speaker's words therefore reflects a broader pattern of collective anxiety that can develop in response to continuous exposure to alarming stories. Another element worth examining is the speaker's personal testimony about travel choices. He explains that he does not always have the financial ability to travel by plane, which means he relies on road transportation like many other citizens. This statement highlights the intersection between economic inequality and security concerns. In countries where transportation infrastructure and income levels vary widely, individuals may face different levels of exposure to risk depending on their economic circumstances. Those who can afford flights may avoid certain highways, while others must rely on buses or private vehicles for long journeys. The speaker's remarks therefore resonate with many viewers who share similar limitations. At the same time, the statement includes expressions of fear regarding alleged threats directed toward the speaker himself. He claims to have received messages suggesting he could be targeted in the future. Whether such claims are verified or not, the expression of personal vulnerability adds another layer to the narrative. It shows that the speaker sees himself not only as a commentator but also as someone potentially affected by the same risks he describes. In public discourse, narratives that combine personal risk with collective advocacy often gain attention because they blend storytelling with activism. When examining public messages like this one, analysts often consider the role of digital media ecosystems. Platforms such as YouTube, Facebook, and X allow individuals to broadcast opinions to very large audiences within seconds. This democratization of communication has many positive aspects, including the ability for ordinary citizens to share information and express concerns. At the same time, it can amplify emotionally charged messages very quickly. A video recorded on a phone in one location can reach millions of viewers across multiple continents within hours. Because of this rapid circulation, statements often become part of broader national conversations before they are carefully verified or contextualized. In the Nigerian context, social media has played a significant role in shaping discussions about governance, civic engagement, and security. The country's youthful population is highly active online, and digital platforms have become important spaces where public debates unfold. When a message calls on the youth of Nigeria, as the speaker does, it taps into this demographic reality. Younger citizens often represent the largest and most digitally connected segment of the population. Their online engagement can influence public discourse, raise awareness about issues, and sometimes inspire offline civic initiatives. However, it is equally important to emphasize that addressing complex security challenges typically requires coordinated institutional efforts involving law enforcement agencies, community leaders, policymakers, and civil society organizations. While citizen engagement can raise awareness and encourage accountability, sustainable solutions usually emerge from structured cooperation between multiple actors. The language of spontaneous mobilization seen in the video reflects frustration, but effective responses generally involve long-term strategies such as improving intelligence systems, strengthening local governance structures, investing in infrastructure, and supporting community-based security initiatives. In analyzing the emotional intensity of the statement, we should also consider the broader historical context. Nigeria has experienced various security challenges at different moments in its history, including regional conflicts, criminal networks, and economic pressures that sometimes fuel instability. Each period has generated its own narratives and public reactions. The current digital era adds another dimension because reactions unfold in real time before a nationwide audience. People are no longer only discussing events within local communities, they are participating in national conversations through their phones. Another interesting aspect of the statement is the rhetorical contrast between faith and self-reliance. The speaker briefly suggests that waiting passively for divine intervention is not enough and that people must take responsibility for their own collective action. This perspective reflects a broader debate often found in public discourse across many societies, the balance between spiritual belief and civic engagement. Some individuals emphasize faith as a source of comfort and guidance, while others emphasize human agency and organized action. In reality, many communities integrate both perspectives, seeing faith as a moral foundation while still encouraging practical solutions. From a communication perspective, the speaker's style is direct and repetitive, which is a common technique in viral online messages. Repetition helps reinforce key ideas and ensures that viewers remember the central point. Phrases like, "Anytime Nigerians are ready," and "I will lead from the forefront," create a rhythm that makes the message easy to recall. This type of rhetorical structure often appears in grassroots speeches or motivational addresses because it builds emotional momentum. For viewers analyzing such content, it is useful to practice media literacy. Media literacy involves evaluating the credibility of information, understanding the emotional framing of messages, and recognizing the difference between personal opinion and verified facts. When a video describes a kidnapping case or claims threats against individuals, responsible viewers often look for confirmation from multiple sources, including reputable news organizations or official statements from authorities. This does not mean dismissing personal testimonies, but rather placing them within a broader informational context. Another reminder for everyone watching this discussion: thoughtful engagement strengthens responsible online communities. If you find value in analytical conversations like this, consider subscribing and sharing the video with friends who enjoy balanced discussions about current events. Your comments also help guide future topics, so feel free to respectfully share your perspective on how communities can contribute to constructive solutions. Returning again to the themes raised in the statement, the idea that Nigeria is rolling away, as the speaker puts it, reflects a feeling of national decline that sometimes appears in public discourse during periods of uncertainty. Sociologists note that perceptions of decline often emerge when citizens see rapid changes in economic conditions, governance, or security environments. However, perceptions do not always capture the full complexity of national development. Countries can simultaneously face serious challenges and still maintain strong institutions, resilient communities, and ongoing reform efforts. Balanced analysis therefore recognizes both the difficulties and the ongoing efforts to address them. In discussions about public safety, experts often emphasize the importance of community trust. When citizens trust institutions and cooperate with authorities, information flows more effectively, allowing security agencies to respond more efficiently. Conversely, when trust erodes, people may rely more heavily on informal networks or social media narratives. Statements like the one analyzed here can be interpreted partly as expressions of frustration with institutional effectiveness. Understanding this sentiment is essential for policymakers who want to rebuild confidence and strengthen collaborative solutions. It is also worth examining the psychological impact of fear narratives. When individuals repeatedly hear that threats are spreading like kerosene, to use the speaker's metaphor, it can intensify a sense of urgency and alarm. While fear can motivate awareness and precaution, excessive fear may also create feelings of helplessness. Effective communication about security issues therefore seeks a balance, acknowledging risks while also highlighting practical steps, resources, and improvements that can help communities feel empowered rather than overwhelmed. Another element present in the statement is the suggestion that there is hidden information the speaker cannot yet reveal. This rhetorical device is common in online commentary. By implying the existence of undisclosed details, speakers can increase curiosity and anticipation among their audience. However, responsible analysis encourages caution when encountering such claims. Without verifiable evidence, audiences should treat unspecified information as speculation rather than confirmed fact. At the same time, the broader concern expressed in the message, the safety of travelers and citizens, is undeniably important. Road transportation connects markets, families, and communities across Nigeria's vast territory. Ensuring that highways remain secure is therefore essential for economic activity and social stability. Governments and security agencies frequently emphasize patrol operations, intelligence gathering, and collaboration with local communities as part of efforts to address these concerns. While progress may vary across regions, these initiatives reflect ongoing attempts to improve conditions. From a sociological viewpoint, the video also demonstrates how individual voices can become symbolic representations of wider social feelings. Even if the speaker is just one person sharing his opinion, the intensity of his message reflects sentiments that many others may quietly share. Viral videos often act as emotional mirrors, capturing a moment when public frustration becomes visible. Researchers studying digital culture often analyze such moments to understand how narratives spread and how collective emotions evolve online. Another small reminder for viewers, if discussions like this help you think more deeply about current events, remember to subscribe and turn on notifications so you do not miss future analysis. Constructive engagement helps build communities that prioritize thoughtful conversation rather than quick reactions. As we continue examining the statement, one can observe how the speaker frames the issue as a turning point, using the phrase, now or never. Such framing is common in mobilizing rhetoric because it emphasizes urgency and encourages immediate attention. However, long-term societal challenges rarely have simple turning points. They are usually addressed through gradual reforms, sustained public dialogue, and consistent policy implementation. Recognizing this complexity does not diminish the seriousness of the issue, instead, it highlights the need for patience and strategic planning alongside passionate advocacy. Finally, the call directed toward the youth of Nigeria underscores the belief that younger generations will play a decisive role in shaping the country's future. Nigeria's demographic structure indeed suggests that young people will influence economic development, technological innovation, and civic participation in the coming decades. Encouraging youth engagement in constructive dialogue, education, entrepreneurship, and democratic processes can therefore contribute significantly to long-term stability and progress. In conclusion, the statement analyzed here reflects a mixture of genuine concern, personal testimony, emotional expression, and calls for collective awareness. By examining it carefully, we can better understand how individual narratives interact with broader social realities. Rather than reacting only to the emotional tone of the message, a thoughtful approach encourages viewers to consider structural factors, institutional responses, and the importance of verified information. Conversations about security, governance, and civic responsibility benefit from calm analysis and respectful dialogue. As always, feel free to share your thoughts in the comments about how communities, institutions, and citizens can work together to strengthen safety and resilience. Subscribing and sharing the conversation also helps keep these important discussions going, ensuring that complex topics receive the attention and reflection they deserve.